Last week, Apple announced the new MagSafe battery pack, and right away, there was all sorts of controversy. Yes, controversy about a battery pack. Twitter never fails to impress. So let's talk about what the MagSafe battery pack does, how it works, and how everyone jumped to a ridiculous conclusion when it was announced, which I'll save for the end of the video. Okay, so for starters, this is Apple's new MagSafe battery pack. If you're unfamiliar, MagSafe is the magnetic array that's built into the back of the entire iPhone 12 lineup that allows you to attach accessories to your phone with a snap. That means that you'll need an iPhone 12, 12 Pro, 12 mini, or 12 Pro Max in order to use the MagSafe battery pack. Now, I did a separate video looking at Apple's MagSafe accessories and ecosystem, which I'll link down below in case you missed it, along with a link to the battery pack itself. Hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all future videos though. Now, there are a few unique characteristics with Apple's MagSafe battery pack that you won't find on other devices. So let's go through each one, starting with wireless charging. To use the MagSafe battery pack as a wireless charger, all you have to do is slap it on the back of your iPhone 12 series device. It attaches using strong magnets and has a nice, strong connection. You can shake your phone and the battery isn't going anywhere unless you choose to slide it off. Now, in this mode, it'll charge your iPhone at 5 watts. To me, that indicates that this is a device that you'll want to attach to your phone, ideally before your battery runs out. So just keep it on your phone when it's in your pocket or in your bag, for example, and then you can just slip it off when you actually want to start using your phone. Now, that isn't mandatory, of course. You can certainly use your phone just fine with it attached, but it does add some obvious bulk. And if that bothers you, you can just remove it. Now, I see this more as a battery extender that just gives you a lot more battery life than as something that I'd use when in desperate need of a charge with a dying battery. Just attach it and let your internal and external batteries work together and you'll get a lot more out of them. Now, obviously, it'll fit differently depending on the size of your iPhone. I have all 4 of the iPhone 12 models here. So here you can see on the 12 mini, it's basically a perfect fit, matching up with the rear of the phone. The iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro are the same size, and here you can see that it doesn't cover as much since these devices are bigger, but it still feels fine in the hand, which was honestly a worry of mine. Then there's the iPhone 12 Pro Max, already a beast of a phone, and when you attach the MagSafe battery pack to this, you can see there's still a lot of the phone surface area surrounding it. The Pro Max also has the largest internal battery of the bunch as well, so you can go longer on a full battery before needing an external charger, or you can do what I do, like I mentioned earlier, just put it on when you aren't using the phone, and then when you want to use it, take it off and just don't deal with the bulk. Now, when the battery pack is attached to your iPhone, you can see the charge status right on the lock screen, and it'll even give you a notification telling you how much of a charge it'll be able to give your iPhone. And yes, the battery will work even if you have your phone inside of a MagSafe case. It'll charge just fine, and the case doesn't make it any less stable. Up next, let's talk about using the MagSafe battery pack in wired mode. Now, when I say wired mode, I mean plugging in a lightning cable into the battery while using it to charge your iPhone 12. When using a power adapter that's 20 watts or higher, you're able to charge your phone at 15 watts rather than the 5 watts you get when using it wirelessly. And it'll use the extra power to charge up the battery pack itself. Now, aside from viewing the charge level on your lock screen, there's also a visual LED indicator on the battery itself. Now, as it pertains to charging power when plugged in, this is essentially a similar charge experience to using the MagSafe charger accessory, which will also charge your phone at 15 watts. But then there is what might be the most interesting mode, which is using your iPhone to charge the MagSafe battery pack. Some people will incorrectly refer to this as reverse wireless charging, but there isn't anything reverse about it. It's the exact same charging tech, except your phone is what's sending the charging power, the same way that the battery sends charging power to the phone. So if you have the MagSafe battery pack on your iPhone and then plug a lightning cable into your phone, it'll charge both your phone and the battery pack. You might be wondering why this would be necessary if we just talked about simply plugging the charging cable into the battery pack itself. Well, one situation could be using CarPlay. You would get in your car and you plug in your phone to get CarPlay working, and there's no need to plug a separate cable into the battery pack to charge it up. Your phone will do that for you. Now, the nice thing about the MagSafe battery pack is that it will stay usable for several generations of iPhone since it's unaffected by the size and shape of your phone. When you look at previous charging cases from Apple and others, you knew that you'd only be able to use them for a year or two since the shape and design of the iPhone would change and it would no longer fit into that case that you bought. With the battery pack, the size and shape of the iPhone doesn't matter. All you need is MagSafe, which I think we'll be seeing on the iPhone for many years to come. Before we address the MagSafe battery controversy, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this video, Clean My Mac X. I've been using Clean My Mac X to keep my Macs running smoothly for about 4 years now, and I love it. But when it comes to any computer, you want to do what you can to keep it performing at its highest level, and that's what Clean My Mac X does. Every week I get a notification letting me know it's time to perform a smart scan. This is where the app will run some maintenance scripts and optimizations. If you want to reclaim space on your internal drive, use the Space Lens feature for a look at the biggest files that are taking up space on your system, and then use the Shredder feature to clear some room. Clean My Mac X is one of the first apps I install on any new Mac, and I'm super excited that they wanted to sponsor this video. If you want to give Clean My Mac X a try, head to the link down in the description below, and once again, big thank you to Clean My Mac X for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's get into it. Here's why everyone was wrong about the MagSafe battery pack. It all came down to how much power it packs inside. You see, people love using milliamp hours to compare battery life of various devices, which is really an unreliable spec. When they saw that the MagSafe battery pack only had 1,460 milliamp hours, or about half the milliamp hours of an iPhone 12, the hate started flowing. This is why we don't play the spec game. You see, unless two devices use the exact same voltage, milliamp hours can't be used as a reliable comparative number. You've got to look at the watt hours instead. All iPhone 12 models use 3.81 volt batteries, and the MagSafe battery pack has double the voltage at 7.62, and therefore a higher watt hour rating than the iPhone that it's charging. This means that the MagSafe battery pack can provide more power to an iPhone than its milliamp hour rating would imply. The iPhone 12 has a 10.78 watt hour battery, while the MagSafe battery pack has an 11.13 watt hour battery. In other words, it doesn't pack half the power of an iPhone 12. It actually has a slightly larger battery than the iPhone 12 has. It should be noted that wireless charging isn't very efficient, but having a magnet keep things perfectly aligned does help in that area. But to be clear, no, the MagSafe battery pack does not just have half the power of an iPhone 12, despite what you may have seen all over social media. You can pick one of these up right now for $99. Again, link down in the description. But let me know, will you be picking this up, or do you have other mobile charging recommendations that you prefer? Let me know in the comments and I will meet you there for further discussion. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video to help it in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Webbers and I will catch you in the next video.